Are we live? Are we not? Hello, guys, and welcome down to the CoasterGen Show. Today we are joined from Sean from ParkSpill. So, hi, Sean.
Hello.
I'm joined by Mikhile, our regular host here now on the CoasterGen Show, and we're joined by James. Say hi, James. And it's James on webcam
James.
for the first time.
Yes.
So, hope everybody's good. Hope everybody's had a good week. Well, since Monday, anyway, since we did the giveaway. Everybody's been contacted with that. So that's all happening now. They'll get their lovely prizes pretty soon, in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. Depends how fast Teespring is, because everybody who has a YouTube channel uses Teespring. So
Pretty much.
you just have to wait for the turnaround for that, guys. So yeah. So hello to everybody in the chat. Hello everybody watching. Make sure you smash like, guys. Make sure you subscribe to all the channels as well. All the links are in the video description. So today we're going to be talking about quite a few things. We're going to start off, actually, I think we'll start off with the Pleasure Beach Experience trip. So if you guys want to lead on that, that'd be cool. Because like you say, you know all the ins and outs of that.
Mikhile,
Yeah,
you can
sure.
lead on that.
All right, cool.
You go.
Yeah, we just wanted to give a shout out to Pleasure Beach Experience for selling out on the American tour next year. From what we've read of how they've put the itinerary together and stuff, it looks like such an intensive trip with some solid parks that they've got down to visit. For anyone that didn't know, it's Six Flags Great America, Six Flags St. Louis, Kentucky, Holiday World, Kentucky Kingdom, Kings Island, and Cedar Point. And the way they've done it, I just think is really cool. It's really like it's pretty much all inclusive. It includes a lot of things such as hotels, transport, ERT at the parks, hospitality at the parks, and just like a central arrival point at Chicago O'Hare. I think that's the airport they're using, and I just think I think it's smart the way that Scott and those guys at PBE set it up, just with not including everyone's flights, so that everyone has the freedom to be able to book their own flights over there and get there as and when it suits them best. But at the same time, everyone gets together, at the same time as well. It's really well done. I think it's obviously a massive success that they managed to sell it out what seems like so quickly as well. It seems like it went really fast.
It was like an hour, I think, or something like that. I think, literally.
Yeah,
Really quick.
Yeah. Obviously, the demand was there. I've never met anyone from PBE personally, but they seem like
Scott's a good guy.
They all seem like great guys,
Mhm.
and they got good content over there. Obviously, they're gonna get some great content out of that trip next year. So
Yeah, man.
yeah,
I mean, just to experience all them parks, and I think it was like 1,500 was like the lower ticket, and I
It's
included
like-
everything. It
It's
just
so
meant you were
painless as
sharing.
well, because it's all into
Yeah.
one. Like you're getting coaches,
Yeah,
so
not
you in
having
one
to
park
pay
out
for
the
stuff
other.
separately.
You have to get a train,
Just
have to get
pay
any of that.
Pay one thing.
Yeah, like it's like
All
once
of
you're
it's
there,
sorted
once you're at
for
the
you.
airport,
You don't have to worry.
that's it. It's all
Exactly.
sorted for you,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
amazing. But
Which is cool.
yeah, like to sort that all out and like what's going on as well, like it's
Yeah,
so
definitely.
good. And that's another thing is like if anything changes in terms of like lockdown and restrictions, it's refunded as well, which is like
Yeah.
amazing as well. So it's like no brainer for someone who wanted to go and do that. So
Mhm.
Definitely.
Definitely.
I was
If you have
tempted.
the money to.
Yeah.
I was tempted.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we were supposed to do. Well, I was supposed to do. James, you weren't coming, was you? I was gonna do the So I booked the Towers Times event this year.
Yeah.
No. I wasn't
and I did
for that.
the April for PBE was supposed to be like a party in the park thing that they were doing.
Okay.
And literally as I was about to book on it, Scott actually reserved me a spot on that, which was pretty cool of him. Everything kicked off and everything got cancelled, so
Yeah.
that was a bummer. But this sounds like it's going to be the regulars that go to these events that are going to be going on that trip, obviously, because they are like Towers Times. They are like this really nice knit community that they've got. And you can tell by check out Pleasure Beach Experience on Facebook, Twitter, and check out Pleasure Beach Experience chat as well. The group that they use, they allow us to post our content there as well. So cheers for that. Just a quick one. Super chat
thank
from
you, Tom.
Tomster. Yeah,
I was about to say it as well.
Second super chat in a row. He thoughts on the new Oktoberfest soundtrack at Fort Park and Towers.
We'll be discussing it later. Well,
yeah, we'll touch
later
on it.
soon.
We'll touch on it. Yeah. Pretty much now, yeah.
Oh yeah, actually was the second thing in the thing. Perfect.
Speaking of Oktoberfest, like it was my segue.
Thanks for the segue.
Yeah, cheers, Tom.
I won't be changing my name throughout the stream either.
No.
Even though you can.
I took the space out. The space is
yeah,
gone,
the space is
no
gone,
space.
Tom. I told him to remove it.
There's no space anymore. Yeah. So what have we got going on in the chat? You guys get your questions in. If you do want a super chat, then just go right ahead and we'll answer your super chats. But yeah, so Oktoberfest. You say Towers is opening tomorrow? Tomorrow?
Yes, it's Towers.
I think it's from
tomorrow.
tomorrow. I think it's from tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a preview event tomorrow then.
So it's
no
well,
fully
I think
open.
it's like full on just tomorrow, but I mean, I know they've invited a lot of like influencers and stuff along, so it is pretty much the big thing. But obviously Thorpe and Blackpool are already open. So I guess we've like Thorpe, it give us a little bit of a taste of what we could expect at Towers.
Kind of. I don't know. It doesn't seem like on the scale of Towers.
It doesn't seem like they've gone all out like Towers.
No.
That's the thing.
It
like
looks
in terms of drinking at a park, Towers you don't really. Thorpe, a lot of people already drink at Thorpe throughout the day. It's just a thing at Thorpe.
Yeah, I suppose.
So,
I mean,
yeah, the only people who tend to drink is like, I tend to drink at Towers when I can.
If I get in Woodcutters, I always get a drink.
Yeah.
We sit down.
You can go to Welcome In and like it's kind
I
of.
always
like
forget that's there, you know.
Yeah, it's so good. I love going there.
Such a great little pub,
man.
Yeah,
and then it looks like a proper pub, but it's mainly like all the dads there drinking while the families are going around.
We are actually having a drink tonight, guys. By the way, as well. We've had a stressful day, so we're letting our.
Well, they are.
I'm letting my beard down.
But yeah, the music. I mean, that's the main thing, isn't it? With the music at Thorpe. It just looks so well done. It's been done between.
Yeah, it does sound quite.
Nick
quite
Hudson and
I'm a score, isn't it? So yeah, but most of the ride ones have been done by Nick. And I think the standout one for me would be Detonator.
Yeah, Auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Dropping in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Any others?
Auf Wiedersehen.
Were any others put on social media? Were there any other videos put on social media?
Rumba had the
Rumba as well.
Yeah, that's had another one. I heard something. No, we're talking about Thorpe, but just go slightly off topic. Well, not off topic, but off park. Got Towers. I heard a Smiler theme. On Facebook yesterday, and that's going to be so interesting if that's on it.
I'm praying to God that stays within the confines of Towers' Oktoberfest setup, in front of the lake.
Fan of it?
I mean, like, it's not that I'm not a fan of it. It's just it's gonna completely destroy the vibe.
What about if they put a giant pretzel
sector,
on the front of the trains instead of having a smiley face? Yeah, bratwurst and a pretzel.
And when you go in Oblivion,
one on the Marmalade.
Yes.
Oh.
That would be so cool.
But to be fair, Mikhile, like I know what you're saying because you haven't been to Towers in quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah, so you want that kind of experience of not everything changed type thing.
I don't mind like because the Oktoberfest specific stuff is supposed to start at like 3 p.m. isn't it, or something like that? So like if they have all their if they have their themed music over by the Oktoberfest stalls and stuff that they have set up, then that's fine. That'll work. That'll work as an event really well. But I just feel like the themed music within the areas, especially X sector, should stay as they are. That's just my opinion.
I feel what you're saying a little bit because it's like I know at Thorpe, like the ones where they've changed it kind of works on them rides because they don't really have the ones they've changed. They don't really have that much like atmosphere anyway.
No,
but they've kept the swarm the same. And that'd be weird if you went in the Swarm or Swarm Island and it was just like
and just heard yodeling
like,
in an apocalyptic kind of like
it would
that would freak me out. I'm not gonna lie, that would freak me right out.
Put a bit of like a delay on it. Bit of reverb on it, and it would be even creepier, wouldn't it? Really?
Oh wow, yeah. Right.
Oh my god, the Swarm scream, just the yodeler. That would be amazing. I want that now. I actually want that now. That would be amazing.
That is so funny.
I guess my thoughts on it is like, don't change the Smiler theme tune if you're not going to do anything else in that area. Like,
exactly.
You can't just like not change. Like, you can't put like not put any Oktoberfest stuff up in the queue line or on the Smiler or something, and just but still have like that music. It'd be a bit strange, but I guess we'll see.
It just sounds really out of place. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see what they decide.
I think the problem that Towers has over Fort is that Fort Park doesn't necessarily, unlike the Swarm Island that we just said, have different areas. So there's no like solid areas. All the rides theme the area they're in, kind of thing. Whereas Towers, you've got the Dark Forest, you've got Forbidden Valley, you've got X Sector, Adventureland, you've got all that stuff. I mean, it could work within like CBeebies Land and stuff like that. It could really work in there. And around like Sonic Spinball, that could be renamed something. Well, Spinball Wizard could be renamed something.
It could work there. In fact, I won't be surprised if there's a new Oktoberfest soundtrack for Spinball.
Spinning Stein, something like that.
Spinning
Pretzel.
No, we should just rename it to
yodeling down the oblivion hole. Imagine the reverb.
Wow.
What was Chris's Screw Loop's new name for Spinball again?
Eagle Piggle's Piss Up Party.
Yeah, just call it that. It works still.
Eagle Piggle Piss Up Party.
Don't yodel down, Tomster said.
Excuse me, if you pack Jake Oktoberfest, the best out of them all. What have we got coming in the chat? Nothing? Okay, cool. Everyone's just saying about yodeling. A few people in. Hello, Coast Dan. Hello, Lissette.
Hello.
Hello to everybody in the chat. And guys, like I said before, if
I would have loved to have heard a Wicker Man.
That is one ride I think it could work with if they did if they had more time with it to do the whole area.
They could, yeah. That I want to hear what the music would be like.
Well,
how they would change the Wicker Man to be.
Hey, Sibby. Hello, I'm back from
Wicker Man feed
Piss
the
Up
yodel.
Party.
Wicker Man feed the yodel.
Feed the yodel.
But they've changed. You know where in the courtyard where you used to be able to get them flame grilled burgers.
Yeah.
They've done some renovation to that. I've not seen any finished photos of it, but I'm guessing tomorrow it will be another little stall. What they'll
hot
be selling.
Dogs and stuff. Probably.
I personally think it might be a bar.
Dogs.
Might be a what? Bar?
I think it might be a bar. Yeah,
yeah, it could be. To be fair,
big poppy yodels as you go through.
Where Costa is, if they turn that Costa into a bar, that'd be cool. You know, the little coffee stall next to Wicker Man. That would be really cool. Just grab a beer. I wonder if so you're gonna have plastic cups, right? That's a given. You're not gonna be able to go out of the fence line.
Well, saying that, I think they might, because they've in some of the pictures. You can see
I
signs.
think in the designated area that they have for it, you are going to be able to get a stein, but it is you have to stay at that table with it.
That's what I'm thinking.
If you're getting a beer throughout the park, it's going to be plastic.
I don't think they'll. I think you could only get the steins from there, but you can take a beer and take it around the park if you want. So I don't see why it'd be.
I feel like they would try and restrict glass to that area.
It won't be glass. It will be plastic steins.
Oh yeah,
Oktoberfest do.
True.
Like even the beer kellers are normally like plastic steins because
that's
true. They don't want them smashing
like
everywhere.
them shatterproof rulers that you always tried to break in school and they just wouldn't go. They wouldn't go.
No, they're shatterproof. When you did break them, they do properly break. They just don't go into lots of little pieces. They just ping off in one giant piece across the room. It's great.
Yeah,
man.
But I think it'll be like £2. It'll probably be like a £2 deposit on him,
type thing,
something like that.
It's just like a Christmas market, then, isn't it? Like, you know,
Tao's gonna make up some stupid reason like you're not allowed to scream on rides, only yodel. Yodel.
I'm there tomorrow, so I'll let you guys know. Cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, good.
Nice one. Right. Okay. So now we're just talking about that. Let's talk about the. Do you want to bring the Save Our Scares up, Sean?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, if you guys, what your guys' thoughts on was about Blackpool's, because not many people.
Oh yeah, we're not actually spoken. Yeah, you know what?
I don't know much about it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's just on Saturdays, isn't it? It's just on weekends. So we might miss it on the Sunday.
Yeah, because I'm going to be there on the Saturday
night.
Well, this month I'm going to be there, and
because we're climbing the big one on the Sunday, right?
What's that?
We're climbing the big one on the Sunday evening, aren't we?
Yeah, but that's going to be like October, isn't it? Are they still running it through until October? Are they?
I don't know. Like, I think it was it every weekend up until the 4th of October? I've like vaguely that rings a bell.
I don't know.
Rings a bell that. I don't know. Let us know in the chat if you know when they're running to, or just check out. Then let us know.
They've obviously opened up a whole new area where the Wild Mouse is. That's where the area of Oktoberfest is. So they've got like a stage like all the other ones. And it looks pretty good, but I think they missed a trick. They should have just turned off the water fountain and had the whole area as Oktoberfest. Yeah, because everyone always drinks there anyway, and they have the DJ.
Better idea. Put beer in the water fountain.
Yeah,
on their Facebook every Saturday in September.
Yeah. I'm not sure
every Saturday. Why is that not a better idea, Mikhile?
Yeah,
the smell that I'd give off after a while.
It's not running.
Smell. If you go into an Oktoberfest, you don't care about smell, mate.
Yeah,
it's every Saturday during September. Also, you do not want beer in a water fountain because I worked in a cellar. Gone off beer.
Yeah.
Gone off beer is one of the grossest smells ever.
Right,
it's not our problem. We don't live at the park.
No, we just go home. We just all buy ponchos and just like launch through it.
We'll be fine.
But yeah, it's every Saturday in September, so it's I find that funny. Oktoberfest, not actually in October.
Yes. That's a big thing. I don't know why like that
I did read something as to why that is the case, but I can't remember what it is.
Oh, come on, remember, because I want to know why that is.
Yeah, I want to know.
I did know. I remember hearing that as well from an actual German person who told me.
Yeah.
But
if anyone knows in the chat.
Googling now.
Go ahead and tell me.
But I'll be going later this month to do the Oktoberfest. I'm staying over, so I'm going to see how that is. But nice. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I think out of all of them, like Blackpool is probably the best place to do Oktoberfest because a lot of people there just go and drink anyway.
Yeah, legit.
So I think it'll be cool. I'll have to see it. I feel like pretty good entertainment there.
I feel like Alton Towers probably has the best atmospheric location for it. But in terms of, the actual activity that you're doing, probably Pleasure Beach or Thorpe is probably better suited to it. I don't know.
I think I'd feel a little bit unsafer at Thorpe if it got like everyone was drinking in like a crowd, just because there's a lot of lot of youths there.
Sean.
Still well old now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think with, like you say, like with Towers, there's a lot of families there, so it's not really like. I mean, it might be good, but the problem is it's in the middle of nowhere. So unless you've got a hotel,
you're not.
You know what I mean? Like,
I won't be drinking loads. I probably have one.
Nah.
Yeah, because just.
I probably will.
Yeah, I've got to get a taxi from Towers to Stoke, then a train from Stoke. But
I'm probably not going to drink at all because I got to drive to wherever after it.
It looks like it was first celebrated because of like a wedding back in 1810.
Okay.
Started on October 12th and ended on October 17th originally.
Yeah.
And since it was so well received, the festival was repeated in the following years and extended, and at this point brought forward into September mainly because of the weather.
That's the one.
Because you get better. Because they had better
remember reading,
at the end of September.
Yeah.
So
it's
basically
a warmer
for weather.
Which the weather surely played a role in moving the dates, which in Munich at the end of September often provides a pleasant, mild Indian summer. True Oktoberfest weather, in fact.
Yeah. So, do you want some facts about Alton Towers Oktoberfest I read today?
Go for it.
Sure.
Fact us out.
So they've had delivered 150,000 Bratwurst sausages,
oh my
3,000 gallons of ice cream, and 250,000 traditional Belgian.
Is Nitrogeni open?
Yeah, it should be. Wow. It should be. Because the one at Thorpe is open.
Oh my god, I can get Nitrogeni on Tuesday.
Oh, you're going to get it before me.
Yes.
You little shit. No way. Oh, damn it. Oh, I'm so excited though. Honeycomb, Nitrogeni.
Wednesday night.
Oh yeah, I'm getting honeycomb.
Nitrogeni in this hand, beer in this hand, and peach Fanta when I put the bid down and then replace.
I was gonna say, where are you gonna put the peach Fanta on your head?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no! What you get one of them like get one of them hard hat things that have a cup holder on each side. One side peach Fanta, the other side their slide.
Perfect.
Why not? So fast,
with just a straw coming from each one down the bottom.
They do what? I've never actually. Have you actually tried one of them hats, Sean?
No, I'm saying the Nitrogeni, it like melts so fast.
Melts quick. Like really?
Yeah, like really fast. Like compared to just like normal ice cream, it just starts to like.
I've always thought it like didn't.
No, definitely does.
Unless I'm just got
been
a bad memory
when I've had it.
Why is it called? I've never had it before. Why is it called Nitrogeni? Because it's
made with nitrous.
It's made using liquid nitrogen.
Yeah,
liquid nitrogen.
Nitrous.
That would suggest it would. That's
yeah, nitrous oxide
would melt.
Vin Diesel.
Slower then, wouldn't it? Yeah.
No, it's because with like normal ice cream, it gets held at a lower temperature for longer. With the liquid nitrogen, it really quickly freezes it down to the correct temperature to make it into ice cream. But by the time you get it, it ends up starting to melt quite quickly.
But honeycomb is nice.
They don't use it for the pure like how cold it can get. It's just because of the speed of making the ice cream. Essentially,
you say that, but I've queued up for like 10 minutes for a Nitrogeni.
Yeah, but that's because they're slow at making them.
Yeah, it's true. Very true. Very, very slow. And they're going to be even slower this year because they've not had any practice, probably. So
yeah, it's true.
Nitrogeni is magic. Yes, Joe, you got it.
So, also, obviously, what was released yesterday was Rule of Six, and how is that going to affect these events going forward?
The Rule of Six.
So
I remember when it used to be the Big Six.
The Big Six.
That was a better rule.
Remember that? That was good.
Yeah, wristband. I think I've got that somewhere. You got a Big Six wristband? Let us know in the chat. Or let us know in the comments.
I have a Feared 5 wristband.
Yeah, I've got one of them. No, I haven't got one of them. I haven't been to.
That was the Thorpe one for Friday nights.
Yeah, no, I haven't got one of them.
I didn't used to save this stuff. I wish I saved this stuff.
Yeah, I know, man.
Like, I didn't used to collect it as much as I do now.
All the old school Oblivion merch, the first line of Oblivion merch, man. I had like the hoodie, the hat. The hat that I had was like it had the Oblivion logo, but it had a purple shadow to it, to the orange. It was so nice. I wish I could get that hat again. It was so cool.
Did you manage to get the condoms they made?
I didn't get them, but I've seen seen them.
That's typical Towers.
Yeah, pretty much. And Thorpe did it as well with Stealth, didn't they?
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know.
Yeah. What was the slogan, James? You know, usually
what?
Off by it. The Stealth condoms.
Oh, I'm gonna have to search up now.
It's like straight up. Something. Hey,
let's have it.
I was gonna try and guess. But no.
Go on, try and guess. Go on before he finds out. Give us a sec, James. Go on, Sean.
Over before you know it.
Nope.
Go on.
Launched for your pleasure.
That's what it should have been. That's brilliant.
It was hard, fast, and up in seconds.
Of course it was.
Should be over in seconds.
Either or.
Yeah,
Either or.
Should be. But it's still better ride than Rito.
Both are accurate.
Aaron.
Everyone's saying it's weird seeing me.
I was thinking like, because it's going to come into law, isn't it? That's the whole thing. That's the big thing, is the fact that it will be a law. And obviously,
this is the Rule of Six, guys, not the Alton Towers and Thorpe Park condoms. Like, we've moved off that now.
Don't call it into law. Like, they can only be.
That's the thing. Branded. With the 6, it was the guidelines anyway.
It was, but
was to only limit it to 6. Basically where it's come from is police could only intervene if it was groups of over 30. Government of guidelines was actually try and limit it to 6. essentially.
Originally.
And people weren't following that, so now they've just gone, here's a law, so we can break you up if there's more than 6 of you.
Yeah.
The reason this is significant for like parks and venues is the fact that, you know, if it is in an actual licensed venue, then it's if they're found at fault, like breaking the rules, the venue themselves are fined.
It's like a £10,000 fine, I think.
Yeah. So it brings my question in. Like they're saying, like, okay, attractions can still open, but you have to make sure, like, groups of friends, even if it's a group of 12 people, they can't then meet up, like, even if it's outside. So I'm like, how are they going to enforce that?
How are they going to monitor that throughout the day?
They can't monitor the queue lines, so how can they? I don't know. I don't know if they're just going to end up going, it's worth the fine. Maybe, I don't. They might just think it's like worth the risk, you know.
They'll have to all them hot dogs they've ordered. You know,
they need people to come in.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just an interesting one, really, because it's just the timing of it, like, is pretty unfortunate, isn't it? Really, in terms of like for these people who have like setting events up.
But that's the thing, like, obviously they're wanting to limit the kind of spread of it, but also then they've said that they don't want to have to close venues that have been allowed to reopen.
Yeah, COVID secure venues.
Because we've already had a massive hit on the economy. If they have to close again, it's just going to push us deeper into.
This is why I don't think we're going to have another lockdown. Like,
no, that's what they're doing the local lockdowns for.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have another nationwide lockdown for that very reason, because they've lost so much money with everything being closed and the economy being, you know, essentially put on pause for this many months.
Yeah.
For them to do that entire thing again and then start losing money again, like they don't want that.
No.
I think the only way they can do it is just by keep limiting the numbers that can meet up and limiting the households that can meet. But they're always going to get that grey area where there's always going to be someone who has a question. And the problem is that at the start of lockdown, we all had the same question, like, when can I go and visit my girlfriend? Like, I didn't see Danielle for, I think it was 3 months, something like that, because she lives in a different house, which is just mental when you think about it. But I wasn't the only one. Obviously, it was the whole country. But it's like there's always someone with something. So this 6 does. It's a weird number to choose. Like, it's straight. Why 6? Like,
yeah. I don't know.
Also, what I think's making it worse as well is there is no kind of set standard.
No, there isn't.
In every different
town,
like every different part of the UK. Wales have different guidelines. Scotland have different guidelines.
Yeah.
Ireland have different guidelines, and then places that are in local lockdown.
Wales are brutal at the moment. They have curfews and stuff. Wales now.
No, only in
Caerphilly. Yeah,
only in Caerphilly. The rest of Wales actually has, I think, less strict measures than what we're about to get.
Oh, let's go land Dubno for the day. Get on that toboggan. Great toboggan. You ever been to it?
What?
Any of you? The toboggan on the Great Arm in Llandudno. Oh, it's so good. It's really good. Really fun. Yeah, it's.
I've only been South Wales.
I actually saw a picture of a Peugeot 206 that had gone into the trough of the toboggan. Don't know how that happened, but it happened.
What?
Yeah. Someone drove the Peugeot 206 into the toboggan. Only in Wales.
But yeah, I guess.
Oh no, I could see that happening somewhere in America.
Oh
yeah.
I guess in terms of the rule of 6 as well, it's like how it's going to affect the scare mazes going forward.
Big one for me.
I think that I think it will be fine in the big places, like, you know, your Fright Fest, like Fright Nights and Scare Fest. They'll be fine with it, like, but it's these other local, like the local ones and the more independent ones, because their biggest challenge isn't going to be the maze themselves. It's going to be the crowds going in, and like they normally have like a bar area somewhere where they can keep people. So it's going to be now, like, you know, there's still quite a lot of scare mazes like going on this year. Like, I put a thread together on my Twitter if you want to check them out, or the scare directory as well, which is really good. It will tell you exactly what's on. But
so what are
brave enough?
Yeah, so what are the independent ones outside of Merlin that obviously we all go to that are actually open?
We've got
Broadwich is closed. I've just checked. That's one that's down in Kent near me.
I'll tell you the ones.
They're quite a good one.
There's like hundreds there's so many that are closed. So I just thought it was easier to like list the ones.
Yeah.
Like the biggest one is Scare Kingdom open. Is like
Scare Kingdom is open.
It's Tully's.
Tully's is closed.
Tully's not open.
Tully's is closed,
Extreme Scream Park is open. That's at Twin Peaks. Then you've got one that we're going to, which is Fest Evil, which is a drive-through scare maze. So you're in your car.
That sounds cool.
And
I've heard about.
Oh yeah, I've seen them doing that in like Japan. They've been doing.
Yeah,
they did. I remember showing you an article on that ages ago. That looks. So
it's the only one. Yeah, it's the only one that's doing it.
And I've been in a car wash with blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they literally just wipe fake blood. See, I would want them to clean that off after.
Yeah,
they say, because we got our tickets and they literally say on the website, like, be prepared to have to wash your car after the event.
Can you imagine just like if you didn't, you're just arrogant to wash in your car,
yeah,
and you just drive down the motorway,
drive to work the next morning.
Can you explain to me why you have all these handprints going down your car there, please, sir? And can you step out?
We've got to drive after that event. We've got to drive like an hour and a half back home, so we're not washing our car at like 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah, some police car like just goes past with like a UV light. Like, why is there all this blood on? There's something going on. Ding dong.
We've got that. We've got another one called Prim Evil, which are doing an event called Route 666. That's your standard scare maze. There's Spooky World, which is in Warrington. We've got.
You say that, James, but it's probably brutal.
Yeah. I just love. Oh, it's a white car as well.
Yeah, it's a white car. Our car is. Well, we've got a black van as well, but we're taking a car. So
the car's quicker to wash, and you can put it through a car wash. So just go in one of them like midnight car washes on the way back. You don't want to risk that, like seriously. Or if you get a letter off them. If you're a police officer and you live near that venue,
I suppose, you have an email stating that you're going to be there. So maybe that can be your proof of why you got blood all over your car.
I think that might be a part of the scare zone. I think you'll get pranked. On the way out, police will be like checking out your car and stuff like that. And it's not a real officer. You'll be like, oh no, there's blood everywhere. Oh.
I mean, I'd be scared about police on the way home.
Oh, that's the entry into it.
Yeah. What do you say, Mikhile? I missed that.
He said, it's the entry to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A police prank.
That would be so funny. That would be really cool.
But yeah, I
didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's cool, man. You go ahead. But yeah, there's a lot more. But like I say, go to scaredirectory.co.uk and they've got a list of all the scare mazes. And I guess that brings me on to Save Our Scares.
Yeah.
So if you really like scare mazes, like it is like in the last 5 years, they're a massive industry, like multi-million-pound industry just in this country alone. But obviously, like a lot of industries, they've been hit massively. There's a lot of independent scare mazes that just make all their money in like this time of the year, basically, and a lot of them can't open. So there's a Facebook group called Save Our Scares on Facebook. I'll put a link in a second. But yeah, there's a list on there to see things you can do, really. But one of the main things is just to support. Obviously, if everyone's got different opinions on this, if you think though, I don't feel safe in a scare maze, I understand that feeling. But if you do feel comfortable, because a lot of these are COVID, like they're adhering to government guidelines, they have to open. They have permission from the council once they've done it. But yeah, just like have a look at what your local one is and suggest it to friends and just go and support them. Because it's basically theatre. That's the way I see it. It's live theatre. Most of the people who are in these are like actors. They're working actors, either professional or training up to be actors.
Absolutely.
It's a massive part of the year, and it's going to be like the panto season. I'm in fear of that because a lot of people get work in the panto season and things like that. So
we actually have 2 venues within our company that are theatres. So the panto season, I usually have to fight to get in them buildings around the events that are going on. And like this year's just gonna be so weird, just walking in and just checking out the lighting rigs and stuff like that. It's gonna be bizarre. Like there's not going to be any touring gear, there's not going to be any touring actors or anything.
Well, that's the thing, like some places are still trying to put on a panto if they can, but I know like my local theatre is trying to do
it's going to be half full though, isn't
it? They're pretty lucky because they also have a like cinema license essentially.
Oh, okay.
So at the moment, because they're not allowed to do theatre shows, they are a cinema as well.
I think
so. They are doing cinema bookings, obviously.
I'm sure our Hayward Civic Centre was running some movies before lockdown. I'm pretty sure they were.
But yeah, they have a proper movie license, so they're allowed to.
There's so much to open up again. Actually, that's a good point, that James. I might have just thought of an idea. They were showing films before it, but anyway, save us guys, like you were saying, Sean. Sorry, we're just going off.
CB Vlogs just asked, what type of band are you in? What do you play?
Me, I'm in a metal band. Play the drums in that band, but I play everything. And just a quick one on music. In Wolf Rage 95's next coaster, I produced a soundtrack for it, so make sure you check it out. And I'll be doing a separate video for that as well. It's probably one of, if not my best, produced pieces.
I've heard it. It's
really good.
It is good.
I really like it. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to be doing a separate music video for it, but it is going to be playing in the station and I believe it's putting it in the actual video as well. So if you download it through No Limits Exchange or through Steam, then you'll get to hear the soundtrack as well with all the ambience and stuff. But yeah, that's cool. So just a quick one on music. But yeah, no. Band's called Plagued, believe it or not.
Plagued.
And that was before COVID.
Fitting for the time then.
Yeah, literally. But just had my first jam, basically, with me and Jack, the guitarist, great guy, for 4 months yesterday, and it was like a breath of fresh air, man. Honestly, it really was. To get back in the studio, make some noise. We were actually supposed to be recording an album in May this year, but that got burnt out. So, but yeah, check us out. Plagued.
Thanks. Cool. I will definitely check that out, mate. Need to hear that. But yeah, so Flight. Should we talk about Flight?
Flight.
Tag Flight.
Where's Jammy?
Where's Jammy at? Yeah. Where is he at?
Flight is real, people.
Shall I put a hashtag Flight and try and summon him?
Do it. Just put it in the Discord and see if it just shows up. But yeah, so right, let me get this straight. So people have ridden it, right?
Yeah.
Employees have ridden it. Or someone has.
People.
We don't know. So it definitely employees, but it could have been
the manufacturer.
Soft open, like people get invited to come ride it.
It was
like people getting invited
on the Monday. I think it was the 7th. Was the 7th a Monday? I think it was Monday.
Yeah.
It was
Monday the 7th.
Staff. It was staff previews. So it will have been just employees. Before that, it was probably manufacturers, Vekoma personnel, Fantasyland personnel. But on that Monday, it was staff and employee previews. So yeah, it will have just been then. And then since then, there's been signage around the entrance being put up. Like directional signage that's obviously going to stay there. And then there's markings that have shown up to mark out a socially distanced queue line to get into the Berlin entrance into Rookborough. So they're gearing up for an opening very soon. How
Strange
soon
time
it'll be.
to open a ride.
Well, you say they put a job posting out as well.
Yeah. They're actively recruiting for they're actively recruiting for different things within the area.
Yeah, and it said, I translated the page, and it literally said, "We are opening our new area very soon." It is going to be a matter of weeks. A lot of people are saying something's coming the 18th. So whether or not that's an announcement or that's just the opening, who knows?
I'm not sure what that's. But I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like an official announcement or just the GM speaking in some kind of podcast form, maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but something is supposed to be.
Fantasialand, they do just do things very like suddenly, like
they're just like, oh, by the way, this is open now. Here you go.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Like when Taron opened, it wasn't
I've
like
noticed that.
It wasn't like Star Wars, like Galaxy's Edge opening. It was kind of just like we got a little event.
It was on a random day in June.
Yeah, it was.
That's when it opened.
It was mad. It was just really random, and there was like no.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if like one afternoon we'll be like, oh, Rookbirds are open now.
Yeah. So I personally think that they're gearing up for an opening for Wintertron. That's what I'm personally thinking. I have no reason to. I haven't been. I haven't read that anywhere. That's just me making a prediction and me speculating on what it looks like they might be doing.
So when would you think? Like, what month would you think they're planning to open?
December.
Go on. We'll do a poll.
I'm going to go December.
Yeah, Wintertron starts November 21st, I think.
Oh, definitely December. 100%.
So it could be like right before then, or in the first few weeks of Wintertron operating.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be start of next month.
Oh,
October.
Start of October.
I'd say around about the same.
Oh, you would. You're not going to go for a gamble like January.
Because what I think their plan is they want to get as many people to Wintertron, yeah. They're going to get as many people along to that as they can. So I think they're going to want to open, fly up for a bit, get all like what happened with Taron, where everyone was like, "This is amazing, you've got to do it," and then that gets everyone like
maybe.
Also, if they don't like make a big fuss about it at first, they can get people going through it, which will then like help them just make sure that it is like help iron out any kinks that they would have at first.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a completely new ride system. It's gonna have bugs that need fixing.
I'm just gonna go and just like ride Taron and not even go Rookburg, because Taron will be like on no queue for ages.
Good point.
So I'm looking forward to that.
It's going to be great for me because I've not ridden anything there yet. So like straight on Black Mamba, straight on Taron. Yeah, love it.
Oh, I completely forgot about Black Mamba as well.
Yeah.
I was like, if I go, all I'm gonna want to go on is fly and Taron. I was just like, oh yeah,
Black Mamba.
And Colorado Adventure is amazing.
Well, that does actually look pretty
I feel like
I
feel like I should just, if I go there, just book a week. And just spend an entire week there.
I literally want to spend like at least 3 days there.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
Me and Joe we booked it and we was like, oh, this, because it looked pretty small, and we were kind of like, oh, there's this, but the main things are like Black Mamba, Taron.
Like I was saying for Lisa.
And we got there and it was just like,
try and book.
It was so much there. Like could have spent a whole week there. So I would suggest spending like a week if you can, or at least like 3 days.
Yeah, I feel like Liseberg, we were wanting to spend at least like 3 days there.
Yes. I spent when I went in 2018. We were there for 5 days, and 2 of those days. Well, I mean, I say we spent 5 days in Cologne.
In Gotham.
We spent 2 of those days at Phantasialand.
Oh,
we planned for 2 days and then a couple of days to check out the city and stuff. And after we pretty much straight after like the evening of the second day, we were like, we should have got a 3rd day, shouldn't we? Like immediately we wanted more days. So like,
what was it like?
Next time.
What was the city like then? That you see, you went and spent a bit of time in the city. What was it like?
It's really nice. See, the thing is, I say we had days to spend in the city. We didn't see that much of the city either. Like, we just we walked around the city. The city centre is gorgeous, and we also went into Brule as well, where which is the closest town to Phantasialand. So
what's that like? Because there's a lot of hotels in Brule. Right, if you book a hotel outside Phantasialand, that's the town it puts you in. So what's that town like? Is it good? Is it decent?
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's
cheap,
nice.
right?
It's
yeah.
really cheap.
Well, cheaper than Phantasialand's on-site hotels. Yeah,
60 quid we spent on a hotel. Well, 60 euros. And it was like proper nice. Like it was one of these self check-ins where it's just like it's a machine out in the car park. You put your like what you booked it on your card, and it just gives you your room key, and you go straight up, and it's like proper nice. Like
not
really,
even having to interact with people. I like it.
Right up your street. Yeah, right up your street. That's cool. No, I've always wanted to go there. For me now, number one priority is Liseberg next year in terms of trips, and then PA. I need to get
considering how close I got to booking Liseberg last year.
Yeah, but man, Helix needs to happen. Like I remember watching the construction of that coaster, and I was so hyped.
Yeah, I remember as it opened, I was just like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, when we got Icon in the UK, I was like, "Yes, okay." But what's it like compared to Helix? That's the question now that I've got in my head.
Yeah,
because like I knew, and as soon as they cleared the bridge out at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, I was like, "It's gonna be a Mac. It's gonna be a Mac." And then I couldn't believe it. Like a couple of years later, when I saw that first animation, I was like, "Oh my god, it's a Mac! Like we're getting a Mac coaster in the UK, like a multi-launch." I was like, I was right. Okay, where does it go? It goes pretty much where I thought it were gonna go. In fact, if I should have backed myself and done a No Limits video on it, and I would have been out there before Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and it wouldn't have been far off, to be fair, what I had ideas. But yeah, as soon as they drained that lake and they got rid of the bridge, I was like, it's definitely going to be a Mac. But that then, it was kind of like a bitter ending for me, because I'm like, okay, we've got one, but yeah, I've still not been on the one that's like rated so high in Europe right now.
The standard.
Like it's the standard. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not even bothered about Blue Fire, but I think Blue Fire, but that's
Blue Fire.
Yeah, I'm not really bothered about that. I'm more bothered about Helix, but I don't know. There's just something about Helix that
Helix looks top tier, and I mean, we're actually going to get onto that later on in the show.
Yeah.
But
Random coaster of the week. We're already talking about it, so let's go.
Oh, is it Helix? I didn't
even check that. It was Helix.
Yeah.
Where's that? Random coaster of the week. It just says bonus features.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's because
earlier
up
we put Helix.
See, this is what happens when I don't make the schedule. I don't know what goes on. I'm just like, guys, think of some topics. We need some topics. Can't believe we've already been going 45 minutes, which is ridiculous. 47 minutes. That's crazy. Let's go like that.
Yeah.
But okay, should we talk about Helix then?
Yeah.
All right,
Random coaster of the week.
Oh my god!
There you go.
You literally stole that from Harry Hill.
That's the joke.
That's the joke.
Yeah. So Helix, I've never done it.
Neither. Has any of us done it?
No. No one's done it.
None of us have done it.
James, do the Wikipedia honors. Let's get some facts out about Helix.
No, I'm not doing Wikipedia. RCDB.
Oh yeah, Rustaba.
I will just say I was up for talking about Helix because having ridden Time Traveler and Copperhead Strike last year, it gave me a pretty good idea of what to expect from it. I do expect Helix to be better than both of them, to be honest.
Copperhead? Really?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, because I mean just as much as I love Copperhead Strike, I feel like in terms of Helix's layout, it seems to have the best element progression.
Yeah.
Like throughout the entire, from start to finish, of any of the Mac launched coasters.
It's like packed, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's especially in the first half before you hit the second launch. Like you literally go. Let me see if I can get this. Let's see if I can get this right. Like off the. Well, I mean, you go out of the station. And you're immediately
I've got the elements up, so I will
into a drop and a corkscrew before you hit the first launch.
Yeah.
And then after the first launch, you've got 0G roll, S hill.
Nah, you got it wrong. You're already wrong.
Norwegian loop.
After the first launch.
I'm doing no. So it goes corkscrew, LSM launch, corkscrew.
Yes.
Corkscrew, and then Norwegian launch.
Yep.
That looks very 0G roll to me.
It rolls out.
In terms of its shaping.
It rolls out.
It's kind of, yeah.
You're arguing with Rissa DB here. This is
you're arguing with RCDB. Yeah.
No.
It's not like... There's not
they
much
count
difference.
lift hills as elements, so I mean...
yeah.
That is
exactly.
So, some facts about it. Obviously located in Leesburg in Gothenburg in Sweden. Operating since the 26th of the 4th, 2014.
That hurts. I've not been on
it. Geez, 6 years it's been.
Yeah, it's a long time. And it's still like...
been a while, yeah.
And speaking of long, it's 4,530.8 feet long.
That was a nice little segue there. You did that.
134.5 feet high. Top speed of 62.1 miles an hour. 7 inversions. Lasts 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Like double the length of half the coasters in the UK.
Yeah.
Top G-force is 4.3. Element progression
4.3.
Yeah, corkscrew, LSM launch rolling, corkscrew Norwegian loop 0G roll. What they call an LSM boost rather than launch.
Oh.
Inside top hat,
rolling.
That's an inline twist.
That's what Mac calls their launches. I think I don't think they call them launches. I think they just call them boosts.
Is it the launch after it's rolling?
The first one's a launch. The second one's a boost. I think just to give it a boost of speed.
Yeah, because it's already rolling. I think.
The thing is with Mac, they're kind of like they're not really launches. It's more like they're replacing the lift hill with a that's basically what they do. Like, and that's why I think like especially like Icon gets or just Mac launches in general. They say they're weak. I'm like, but you're comparing them to like Intamin.
Yeah,
you're comparing them to a hydraulic launch, which it can't.
Yeah, you can't.
Or even Intamin's like
not even hydraulic. Yeah. Like
even their Intamin's LSM launches are so much more powerful, but that's because they make a feature of them. Like,
it's part of the ride.
Whereas Mac are just about like fun. Like,
for Mac, it's just okay. This is how we get some speed rather than a lift hill.
Yes.
Yeah. Just to give it momentum for the next portion.
And then train arrangement, it's 3 trains with 5 cars per train. 2 across in 2 rows.
Bloody good looking trains as well.
20 riders per train. Capacity of 1,350 riders per hour.
Wow.
Cost Swedish krona 200 million Swedish.
So what's that?
Swedish krona. I don't know how much that is in euros or pounds.
Let's have a look. 200.
That is 17 mil.
17,818,216 pounds and 6 pence.
At the time of recording.
At the time of recording. with our current economical climate.
17 million. That doesn't sound a lot for a coaster like that, though. Like
that's the thing. A lot of Helix is just it looks really kind of interesting, but it's because they built it on the side of a hill.
Yeah.
And the views are
using the hill for the theming.
There's supposed to be one. I think the airtime hill after the inverted top hat, where it's facing as you go over it's facing Gothenburg. So like you can just see the entirety of the city as you go over it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So like if you imagine on a night ride, you go in over that hill and you just see Gothenburg.
Has to be done. Luke, has to be done.
Yes, definitely, mate. 100%.
I've already said I want to stay in the what is it, Gothia Towers?
Gothica Towers,
or whatever they're called.
Oh, that's really expensive.
Gotham Towers,
mate. They're expensive, but have you actually seen like the hotel?
Yeah, it's cool. They've got glass bottom pool at the top of the roof.
There's a glass bottom pool on the roof.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, man.
I want to say that.
It's not that you say it's expensive. It's not that much. It's like.
If you stay for like, we'll probably like stay there for a couple
3 or
of
4
nights,
nights,
then go to a cheap place afterwards. You have a little bit of luxury, and then
I'm gonna do it the other way around.
Yeah, other way around. We'll go to the cheap place, and then we'll upgrade for the last couple of nights.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the way you gotta do it.
But the views from that, like Sean was saying, then the views from anywhere on that coaster are just going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
The drop out the station on the back seat, that must be like backseat heat all the way down that hill. Like seriously,
100%.
Yeah. Like
same as on Time Traveler.
Yeah, Time Traveler. I always call it Time Machine. I don't know why, but Time Traveler. It does the steeper drop though, right? And it's longer as well. Like it's
yeah. I'm not sure if Time Travelers. I'm not sure if Time Travelers is 90 degrees, but it's damn close.
Like, it's like the drop out
close.
of Saw in the station when you drop out of Saw in the station. It just goes woof, like straight down.
Yeah. Especially it's so fun. It's so funny. Like I always think of my first ride on Time Traveler was in the back row, and I knew what was coming. And like it was in the very back row. I knew exactly what was coming, and it still took me by surprise. Like I think like right before, as we were rolling out, I wasn't thinking about it at all.
Whoop.
And then I just felt us just get pulled backwards, and all of a sudden it was hilarious. It was so funny.
I think one of the go on, John.
I was gonna say the only thing I can really compare it to is Icon that I've ridden. I mean, obviously I've done like junior spinning coasters from Mac and the Big Dipper from Mac, but like this is like over 10 miles an hour faster than Icon.
Yeah.
And on back row on that, like you get some serious airtime. I think you wouldn't expect to get airtime on. So I'm just thinking like Helix is just gonna be mental. I feel
4.3 Gs as well. That's
that's intense.
Yeah, I just think the element progression sets it like a tier above, Icon and Copperhead Strike and whatever others. It's just like the elements are hitting you one after the other, like just rapid fire. You got Norwegian Loop, Airtime Hill, Zero G Roll, Helix. It's rapid fire elements, and I love coasters like that. That never seem like they're meandering at any point. Like it doesn't seem like it's not doing anything.
Something very Nemesis about it, isn't there? Like it's gone back to the old school roots
in that sense.
Of fluidity of the layout is what makes a good coaster, and if that is fluid all the way through, that's what makes Icon so good. Is because you get the nice little launch, and then you get so much airtime on that hill. Like it's tiny, but man, if you're even on the front row, you get airtime. Like because you pulled that steep up that bit, and as you go over, and then it's just a constant chain of events that happens, and it doesn't let off until you hit the brake run. Like it's
and it feels so long as well. Like it
does.
So long.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's amazing. I do feel sometimes like if like someone from another country heard us UK enthusiasts talk about Icon, they might be disappointed when they do it.
Yeah.
Because we kind of relate it to like we compare it to what we have in this country. Do you know what I mean? Like there's nothing else.
Well,
like
you can compare it to what we have at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It's just a standard above absolutely everything that's there. I mean, arguably the big one is more intense because of how high it is and the drop and the speed and everything like that. But then it literally is just a monorail after the turnaround. But like Icon is it's one of them rides that it's like the Swarm at Thorpe. You could just sit on it all day. Like
you could just because it's not overly. It's like perfect ride because
it's so comfy.
It's like so comfy. It's like even if someone is like a bit afraid of like coasters, it's a perfect coaster for it.
Yeah.
It's like fun. It's not really high. It's like it's a nice coaster for anyone really.
And it has everything. It has airtime. It has hang time. It has speed through the elements. So what elements it does have, it takes them pretty quick. Like the turnaround.
I don't know if you guys feel this way about Icon, but I remember thinking when I was watching Copperhead Strike going, just while I was in the line for it, and I think I've mentioned this to you guys before. It kind of looks like it rides like a B&M. Like an old school B&M coaster. Just the way it transitions through elements. It doesn't look. It looks whippy, but just smooth as all hell. And like the elements aren't too drawn out and everything. And the way the train just goes through each element is really graceful, but still with conviction and purpose as well. Like it looks like it rides like an old school B&M to me. I don't know if you guys feel that way about Icon, but that's kind of the impression I got about Copperhead Strike.
I can relate to that because obviously as well, it's one hell of a heavy train that runs around that track as well. It's like 10 tons, I think it is, something like that. The Icon train. But that is, if 10 tons is going like what 40 mile an hour, that's quick. If that hits a track that isn't profiled perfect, you're getting horrible elements. Whereas Icon is just so smooth. Everything, every turnaround, every airtime hill, every pull out and entrance into an inversion, even the launches, like it's just really smooth. It's such a good ride. Like I'm so happy it's at Blackpool. Like I'd really go more to Blackpool just to ride Icon, to be fair. But like, yeah, Helix, I think it's going to be a step up from Icon, but it's going to be as smooth, as comfortable, but more intense. 4.3 Gs, that's almost up there with Nemesis Inferno's 4.5.
Yeah.
And that's on the entrance to the loop after the drop, I believe. The pull into the loop. So that gets you. It'd be interesting to know, guys, if you're watching this on playback. Make sure you smash like, by the way. Make sure you subscribe. But let us know if you've ridden Helix, what it feels like, where the 4.3 G-force section is, where you think it is on the ride, what bit is more intense, what bit is a bit more relaxed. Let us know in the comments and let us know in the chat if you've actually ridden it. It'd be interesting to know your opinion on it. And if you've ridden Icon as well, let us know what you think compared to Icon as well. It'd be interesting.
Sorry, I saw something funny. Behemoth, the Walt Disney World monorail while Luke is operating it is more forceful than the big one at Icon. It did make me laugh.
Who said that?
Behemoth.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Behemoth. Yeah, you're not wrong at all. Nowhere near wrong. But speaking of Blackpool, might as well stay there. Me and Sean are going to be walking up the Pepsi Max big one. Yeah, it's going to be so... I hope the weather's great. I really do.
Yeah.
Because the illuminations are on as well.
It's Blackpool, so I wouldn't hope too much.
The last few pictures I've seen... Yeah, it's going to be windy.
Yeah.
Like,
as long as it's not torrential rain,
they haven't really said what could cancel it, have they?
To be honest, mate, I don't think much would cancel it because...
It's going to be really bad weather.
They operate like in...
/ strong winds.
In all sorts of weather, man. I know big one will... That will just... They won't operate that. But I think walking-wise, I think you'll be fine. You'll be harnessed up. They do all work on that throughout the winter. So I don't think... I think they would just let you do it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think they would cancel it. It'd have to be really bad if they cancelled it, personally.
Am I vlogging it? Well, I'm going to be wearing a GoPro harness, so that's probably as much as you're going to get from the thingy, but from the big one. But definitely be vlogging the day. Yeah.
And that transitions perfectly into upcoming trips.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
So James, you might as well go because you're going first, I think. Aren't you? You're at Fort.
Yeah. So I found out today I'm going to Fort Park on Tuesday. So
Nice.
basically, a friend that I haven't seen in a while messaged me and was like, "I've got tickets booked." Gave me one date, then said no, it was the wrong day. So told me the actual day, and then we booked for a different day anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm going on Tuesday now. My day off work, so it should be good. Oktoberfest is happening. It's closing at 5 though. But hopefully queues shouldn't be too bad, so we'll be able to get on quite a bit.
And then next Friday, meeting up with Sean, and we're doing Oktoberfest at Alton Towers, which is going to be really cool. Well, Mikhail's going to be there. Hopefully we'll get together at some point.
Have to form a bubble at some point.
Yeah, definitely. Let's just hope there's not more than 6 people.
Your 6-person bubble.
We just have to like wave at each other, like hi.
An emotional support bubble.
Yeah,
a 4 and a 3, just like hi.
After 6 steins, like Mikhile, come over here.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there on the 18th when Sean and Luke are there.
Beer bubble. Yes.
Legit.
I'm gonna be at Towers on from the 16th to the 18th, so I'm actually going to be there for 3 days. Meeting up with some friends there, and we're just going to have probably the most comprehensive Alton Towers trip I will ever have in my life. we're doing pretty much everything. We've got a roller coaster restaurant booked. We're going to do the crazy golf there.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm really excited to try it. Just
my
I've never seen anything like it. It looks really
eventually.
Good.
Oh, you summoned Jammy.
Eventually. Only an hour.
So you got the restaurant. Are you doing splash landings? Are you doing all that? Adventure golf.
Oh, that might be the one thing we're not doing. We're doing the adventure golf. We're doing
adventure golf is fun.
We're not going
I haven't done the golf either, actually.
It's shit.
Is that everything that I want to do shit, is it? Well,
apparently so. No, it's all right. It's fun. It is fun.
I'll leave. No.
It could be so much better. Like the themes they've got for that miniature golf course, like it could be so much better. The best bit is the Galactica bit where you hit over a little ravine and you just hit it off a ramp, and there's like a plastic back into the other side, so you just absolutely smash it. It just goes. And then it drops like a pigeon, amazing. Like a pigeon hitting a window. It's like.
So if it's like golf with friends, I'm not doing it. But see, that's the thing. Last times I played mini golf, my friend broke his toe. So.
Oh god.
Oh my god. How did you get into playing mini golf?
Yeah, I'll have to explain it now.
Yes.
So it's the mini golf at Blue Water. And if anyone has been there, it's basically the entire golf course is surrounding a lake. Oh. And at this one point, there's a little stream that runs down into the lake. Right. So I hit this ball, managed to bounce it over the wall, and ended up on the stream, but didn't quite end up in the lake. So he kind of climbed over the fence, was like walking down, grabbed his ball, and then slipped.
Just went straight in.
Whacked his foot. Got soaked. He didn't fall in the lake. He fell into the little stream. Then because he whacked his foot, like he was like limping, but we didn't think much of it. And then he went to the doctors a couple of days later, and they said that he'd broken his toe.
That's hilarious. Can't believe someone broke this while playing mini golf.
He broke his toe.
That's never. That is not on any risk assessment for that place. Like that is not.
That is just way outside any of the norms.
Yeah, that is just ridiculous. Risk assessment funny. Level 3 chances of death, but not breaking your toe.
Yeah, he was trying to not get his shoes wet, and then ended up getting his shoes very wet because he's
but it's like a little tip for anybody who does play mini golf who doesn't want to break the toe. Usually there's a little scooper that you can just get if it's not on your hole. Just go and get it,
mate. The lake at Blue Water is that you would spend more time walking back to the hut to get a scooper than you would breaking your toe.
There's one at the Trafford Centre that looks really good, and I want to try and get on there, and do a review for it.
I think I might have done the one at Trafford Centre.
It's like Dino. It's like got a massive volcano in the middle of it as well.
No,
it explodes
I haven't done it.
When you get a hole in one.
The one in Cardiff, St David's Centre, is really good. That's fun.
Cool. There was one in Nottingham that me, Mike, Stacey, Tom, James, Steve, and all that lot did.
And Putt Shack in London is good.
We've got I think not.
Putt Shack's really good.
We've got something similar to that's just opened in Rochdale. I can't remember what it's called. I think it could be Putt Shack.
Like one of them is like you actually have to answer a true or false question.
Oh wow!
By putting your ball through a certain hole, it's really cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
We've got one in Birmingham called Ghetto Golf, which looks.
Oh yeah, I've seen the Ghetto Golfs.
It's like one of them is you're playing in like an old Blockbusters. That's all like. And stuff.
I've seen a Ghetto Golf, and they have a
Junkyard Golf in Manchester. That was cool.
One of them, and it has like a disgusting bathroom, and the hole is a gross toilet, basically. Yeah, it's fake, but it's not something that you'd be like, I want to retrieve my ball from that now. I want to leave it there for the rest of the night. It's horrible.
I've done Junkyard Golf in Leeds, which is pretty good.
Oh, is the one in Leeds as well?
Yeah.
Junkyard Golf's pretty much everywhere.
I thought it was just a Manchester thing.
No,
they're like a bit of a chain that they've got going.
Makes sense.
Yeah, there's one in Nottingham.
There's probably one. I think there's one in.
Yeah, there's one in Manchester. There's probably like 8 in London.
That's like Greg's
Junkyard Golf, man.
Yeah.
Greg's.
It's like Greg's in Newcastle. It's probably one on every corner.
There's 2, and they're not actually that far from each other.
Really?
Do you know what I found crazy? Just a little bit of because James did uni in Cardiff. I found it strange that there was 3 Santander banks, literally one opposite each other, and then one round the corner. In Cardiff Centre. I was like,
I bet there's none now.
Whereabouts was that again?
It was near the castle wall.
Okay, I'm going to double check because I remember there being more than one Santander, but I couldn't remember.
They were literally 3. Like one there, and then round the corner on the same side as the other one.
Because there's a Santander there.
There's literally like.
I feel like some of them might close.
Maybe, like you say, it's probably.
There's a TSB bank there. Yeah, I think they might have changed. There's a lot of banks near each other, but they're not all Santander.
Have you done Fantasy Island mini golf? Best thing ever. Best theming ever.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, should we jump in the chat a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, pick some stuff out. So tripwise, so towers, and then the big one, and then I think that might be me done for the year. I think
this trip to Thorpe might be my last one for the year as well.
I think so.
Because I wasn't even planning. I wasn't even planning on going anywhere else.
I'm going to Munich, but I'm not going to any theme parks where it talks about
you
that.
are.
I'm going to Cafe Wolfhard.
I wasn't planning on anything.
All the Christmas shops.
All of a sudden ended up going to
I've got far too much booked. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you're just like
you went crazy.
Do everything in case.
Yeah.
No, I don't blame you. To be fair, like it's a bit sad. A lot of people want to go to Europa Park now, but you have to go via France. And obviously, if you went to went to France, even from an airport, you have to quarantine. So you can't actually go that way. So to get to Europa Park now is quite the ball ache.
I mean, you could technically drive because they're saying that if you pass through a country while driving, you don't stop, then you're okay.
You're more likely to stop in a car than you are on a plane, though.
It's just I don't know. It's weird.
Isn't it? There's no weird rules. There's no consistency anywhere.
And it's a bit weird, but because when the whole Belgium thing happened, they turned around and said, "Oh no, if you're just traveling through it, because it's only like an hour, you can get through Belgium in an hour."
Yeah.
So you could technically, you'd have to probably, you couldn't. If you drove to Europa Park, that would be a long drive, but you could do some ones on the way. So you could do like Phantasialand, then you could do like Trips Drill, and then Europa Park. That'd be a nice little like trip.
Jeremy, I just want to get back to Liseberg.
Oh, we've just been talking about.
It's not open this year at all, is it?
No, it's not opened at all this year. No, and all of the from what I could make out of the post that I shared a couple of months ago, they're giving all the season ticket holders this year, the season tickets for next year for absolutely nothing. So I think
that's good of them.
Really,
yeah. But it's crazy though, like all the parks in Europe, like Sweden's a weird place, man. Because like we spoke about it before briefly, like they didn't do anything on lockdown. They just said basically like shield the elderly, don't go near any elderly people, but you can still go out. But yet Liseberg never opened. They're not allowed gatherings of more than I don't know what it is now, but
it was very odd because it was like we were like in a month into lockdown, and then I remember seeing on the news they were all just walking around the street.
Sweden's spike in terms of cases was in June, and the most cases that they had in one day was 1,698. Compare that to now, where we're actually starting to get 3,000 cases a day now again.
Yeah. You have to be careful though, because like we are like testing more.
But no, Sweden were really on with testing.
Well, we're apparently now
like they didn't do a full lockdown.
We're testing more than anyone in Europe at the minute.
So, well, but then there's that whole thing of like we want like the plan of trying to test 10 million per day.
But our labs can't keep up with it.
No, literally everywhere has said we do not have the technology. It is not available to do that at the moment.
They're saying these new tests that are going to come around, aren't they? Saying that hopefully when these new tests come out, it will be like you'll get the answer within 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, but them new tests still need a qualified lab technician to actually process them. It's not going to be. It's not a home test.
10 20 minutes.
It's going to be a field kit, but they still need to have a qualified lab assistant there to do it.
Joe Rogan does it for his podcast, doesn't he? Tests people, and then.
But yeah, the one that's coming to the UK isn't going to be one that you can just do at home. It's
maybe they got a few other ones though, James. Lab. Maybe they're like, because they are literally saying they want one. They're working on one that is going to be like a pregnancy test, basically style thing.
Yeah, but the one that they're trying to get at the moment, that that pregnancy test cell one isn't going to be around for a while.
Well, yeah, they're
at
hoping
the moment it's still
going
to have to be labs.
So I think I don't know when it's coming, but if they can do that, that would be perfect, because that means then it's like if you want to have Christmas with your family, then it's like we all just take this test the day before, quarantine for like a day, and then we can have like family round and stuff. But like I say, like Luke said, like if how is Joe Rogan doing it and we can't have it? Like,
yeah.
That's,
you know what I mean?
The thing. We can.
We have to pay private for it.
It's you have to go to a private clinic.
But how's? Yeah, but I'm saying is what?
What James is saying is you have to have a clinician with you. That's what Joe Rogan does. He gets one to come in.
Will have a private clinician with him.
He literally comes in and does it
to do it.
That's exactly what he does.
Money, any man.
Yeah,
and he's got even more now.
It's Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but at the same point though, it could be Alton Towers, it could be Fort Park, it could be Drayton Manor, it could be Nike, it could be Adidas, it could be anyone, it could be Man United. Like they've all got money, so why can't they pay for this kind of testing? It would just make so much sense. Like I can't wait for when we can test more. To be fair, testing is probably to get the testing that is done quicker is probably more important than the vaccine right now. Like because there's so many cases, and like this vaccine that they've tried, obviously the one that didn't go very well with some side effects or whatever it was. I would rather know
that trial is on hold.
Yeah.
But it was one isolated case. They're not sure whether it is just that guy had some symptoms.
Yeah.
Unrelated to the vaccine. It's just they have to be careful in case it is. But the symptoms he got, I don't think it is related to the vaccine.
No, I don't either. To be fair, I did read into it, but I think it would be more important for like venues, theatres, cinemas,
definitely getting quick
gigs.
Rapid testing kits.
Yeah, rapid testing kits is should be top of the list to do it. And obviously, we're not government officials, we're not health experts, but to me, it makes more sense if I can get a test like a day before going to Alton Towers, and I'm gonna know within 90 minutes that I can go or not. You're gonna book it, aren't you? If you can't, you can't go. Simple as that. So it's like you need, and I think it would stop a lot of the anxiety, a lot of the pressure on you being scared of yourself of giving it to someone. Never mind catching it yourself. It would stop a lot of that, which would help a lot in the whole country. To be fair.
Yeah. Definitely, because it was like when I was at Flamingo Land.
We didn't even talk about that.
You went to Flamingo Land.
I was going to ask you if that was something you were doing, you had upcoming, or if you'd actually gone yet.
Yeah, so I went on Monday. And because like with that, it was like you said, Luke, like the no one's wearing masks, like the staff aren't wearing masks. And then so we were like, we need to wear masks. So I was like, I am more like worried about passing it on to someone than I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, if I get it, it's my own fault. But I don't want to be then like passing it on to other people. So I just wore the mask. We wore masks, but thing is, it was absolutely empty anyway. We spent like maximum 10 minutes in the queue. So fine. But even on,
I thought you were going to say 10 minutes in the park then. I was
like, yeah. Smash everything out in 10 minutes. Done.
To be fair,
you're done. But no, I think Flamingo Land's, obviously this is coming from a perspective of it being really quiet, so it's always going to be better. But I think it's a really good park. I think it's underrated. It's got some like really solid coasters. Like Kumali I think I did like 3 rides on it, and I think it's one of the most intense coasters in the UK. Like, I don't know, there's not many other coasters that have that on the drop. The G's you get on that is insane.
Yeah, on the turn.
Because like it drops and then turns.
That is good.
That blew me away, man.
I wouldn't say it's intense though. On the opposite spectrum for me, I think it's really smooth for an SLC.
No, well, I guess that's how I don't see intense as being rough.
No.
I see intense as like high G's. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you get them high positive cheese coming down.
Yeah, I didn't.
It almost forces you down. Like, that is, for me, I was just like, that is mad.
I don't know if it was the ride that I had, because it sounded like the chain lift had broken and the brakes had broken and the whole station had fallen apart and gone like that after we exited the station. But it didn't feel that. Joe was like, "Oh, it's going to be really intense on that turn." I thought, "Yeah, it looks it," but
but when you went on it, it had only just opened, hadn't it?
Yeah. So it was literally the first train.
You was on like the first train.
We was on the first train of the day. Yeah. So it didn't feel. That probably could have been it. I felt a little bit of it, but I still felt more on Nemesis Inferno into the loop when I went on that last at Thorpe. I still felt more intensity on that. And because it's an inverted coaster, that's probably my only other real relation I can make to it, because the Infusion isn't intense at all. That is just a rough coaster. It's a nice drop, but then after that it's pants.
The drop on Infusion is like one of the more intense rides, like in terms of G's you can get.
Yeah, it is.
But it's just not worth the roughness of it.
No.
After that, like I just thought, like, obviously I'm saying like Kamali, it's not the most intense. But it's one of the most intense. Like,
it definitely is.
Because like we didn't have that when you think about it. What massively intense? Like I'd say Nemesis for me is like the most intense in terms of G's, probably followed by.
It's not
Smaller,
though.
maybe.
Factually, it's not, which is crazy. No. It's the way it takes it. That's the difference. Like tightness of the turnaround on that helix and into the zero Gs.
I'll always say the Nemesis's layout is one of the most intelligent I've seen on any coaster, and any B&M invert definitely, but just any coaster in general. Just the way it utilizes like the height that it starts off at.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it doesn't really have like a first drop, does it?
No.
Like it's just continuous downward trending with the elements until you get right to the bottom, like where the vertical loop.
Well, actually, when you get when you get to the turnaround before the loop, it's actually about 3/4 the way up the loop. You just don't realize.
Yeah,
it's quite high up. That turnaround after that 0G doesn't go because it goes down and up.
Yeah,
and then it only comes like 1/4 of the way down into that pit, and then it goes right back up, and that's why it does that little stall before it whips round.
Yeah,
and it throws you down into the loop. That's the bit that gets you, because you don't realize there's another drop
like
there.
Yeah, it seems like that drop off the turnaround into the loop is probably the biggest
drop.
Yeah,
I think
biggest drop on the ride, and you're hitting all of that 50 miles per hour right before the loop.
Yeah.
For some reason, I like if I'm on the back row and it's like later on in the day, I'll always grey out just before the 0G roll. You know, when you're coming round up to it.
It's intense.
Something about that. Just I start seeing stars.
It's the speed, and the fact that you're going from that to that to that, like it's in literally like a second. Like
that's my favorite part of the ride, just because that helix is so tight, and I love the way it just digs into the terrain after, and just like it feels like the most intense part of the coaster for me, which is which blows my mind, to be honest. Like I said about the element progression, like trending downwards.
You'd think the last one would be the one, right?
Point, it just starts off with a bang and just keeps going. It's awesome.
It's one of these things though, isn't it? Because you can look at like RCDP and you can look at like, all the kind of statistics and stuff you want, but it's not until you get on it and ride it that you can even like, and this is when we're talking about helix, it's like we can look at it and try and compare it to other things we've ridden, but everything's always so different.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, like I say, anyway, like Kamali blew me away. Like when everyone was saying it's as smooth as SLC, I didn't think it was going to be like that good. And I wouldn't say it's like in my top 10 even in the UK, but if you want like a real good, intense, maybe probably judging from your ride, Luke, I'd probably give it like an hour or two. It was running from opening when we went. It didn't open just in the afternoon. But I just thought it was so good.
It was don't get me wrong, it was good, and it was, but like just the way Joe was hyping it up, he was a bit like, this turnaround's going to be really, really intense, and then I did it, I was like, and then by the time I've even thought about it, I'm into the Cobra roll. Now the Cobra roll, that's something else on that ride. That is so much fun. You don't know where the hell you are when you hit that thing. You're not a clue. Like on Colossus or like Dragon Khan, you know where you're going. On this, because it's inverted, like one of my bucket list coasters is Alpengeist, and that has a Cobra roll, right? So that's kind of like what I hope.
I've ridden that.
Yes, I know you have. It hurts me to say that, Mikhile.
Just showing off.
Flexing over there with your Steel Vengeance Cedar Point top.
Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, but that is what when I saw that it had a Cobra roll, I was like, yes, I'm gonna get to experience something like that on an invert. Yeah. And when I did it, I was like, man, that was so worth it. And then the 0G after it, like I said on the vlog, there's no 0G because it's just too quick through it. Yeah, and I just fly back into that helix. That helix is it's a nice turnaround as well on Kamali.
Yeah, really.
But because they didn't rush it and they didn't tighten it up, it leads so nicely into the break when you get a little pop of air into the brake run as well. And it's a
like
good ride.
It's like a nice, relaxing end to it, really.
Yeah, it's chilled, but it's still intense at the same time.
Yeah, still intense.
Yeah. But it's not. But it's not like I wouldn't let the turn for anybody who's concerned about going on Kamali because of the turnaround at the bottom of the drop. I would say if you've been on Inferno, if you've been on Nemesis, you'll be fine. Honestly,
you'll be fine.
It's but it's really cool to experience. So if you can get on it, go to Flamingo Line, get on Kamali. It's definitely the best ride there without a shadow of a doubt for me. Velocity is unique, but it's not got much to it. Even as a launch coaster, I'd probably say Icon is probably better than Velocity. To be fair,
yeah. It's the problem is it's always with them when they're motorbike rides. Like the restraints, you're just too restricted. There's no way you can have a loose restraint on them.
No,
do you know what I mean? So you'll never get anything off it in terms of airtime. I mean, I'm a big lover of airtime on things, unless it's an invert. I'm not bothered about it. But someone was vaping on the rocks.
Opinion?
Yeah. What's that?
I think airtime. Can I share an unpopular opinion?
Yeah.
You're probably all going to be angry at me. I think airtime's overrated.
So what do you prefer instead?
I wouldn't say it's over. I think overrated is the wrong word. I think you just don't personally like it. Shall we agree on that?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not even like I like it, but in fact it was Steel Vengeance.
Wow, mute him now.
Lightning Rod that kind of showed me that, just because I don't know. I prefer speed and aggression and intensity and in whippy transitions and changes of directions and things of that nature that accentuate a coaster's what's the word? Just intensity and aggression and stuff.
Yeah, I like
with
that.
Speed through it.
But
I love that.
I noticed on Wicker Man recently, it was whipping through the transitions.
Oh hell yeah!
And then you get that occasional pop of going through Big Bob, that pop of airtime that it's just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest of the layout, you're just like, oh geez.
Yeah.
What was that? Where did that come from?
I always think it really does depend on it, because if I go on Shambhala, I'm expecting just airtime, and that's what I go for. But then
that is an airtime machine.
If you combine really heavy laterals and stuff like that with just a sudden pop of airtime out of nowhere,
that's great.
For me, there's no feeling like that. Where it's just we're going like you say on Wicker Man, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Most GCIs are like that, aren't they?
Because you have them nice whiffy transitions. And
yeah.
Then all of a sudden it's just well, there we go.
You look at an RMCs, how different they are. Untamed is all about airtime, but then it's Zadra looks like it's just about what Mikhile was saying, was just pure speed and just whipping around.
That's why Zadra's high on my bucket list.
Yeah,
I think I think a coaster that mixes the elements the best, literally, is the Smiler. Because you've got hang time, speed, and then them two airtime hills are just perfect for that layout.
Because it's like a break, isn't it? The airtime is the only break you get in that ride, except for obviously the lift, the vertical lift.
Yeah.
But that is you need that little break. But even in that break, you
straight
feel
back into it. Yeah. Literally, you don't from. I just wish that Wardley got the chance to make more airtime, type rides at towers. Because even when he reprofiled the first drop on the Wicker Man, you get some airtime on the back seat. Jeez, well, not the back seat, but second to back seat, because I've not done the back seat yet, James.
Last time I was
there. I will.
You got front row on stealth. It's fine.
I did, yeah, I suppose. But even like you come around that corner
and
you just hear it going, and then you just like everything just goes silent like for a second when you hit that airtime over the top of that hill.
It's just no wheels are touching. It's just like
woof, boom, down, woof, and then thrown to the right, and then it's like that to me is better than having something that's just like that.
I think sometimes
that's like my thing. Like for me, airtime has to have a purpose. If it's just airtime for the sake of airtime, it kind of gets lost on me.
Well, here's one for you.
And I feel like a lot of coasters make that mistake.
You've ridden
maybe not a lot of.
You've ridden Fury, right?
Yeah.
The treble clef.
Yeah.
Do you get airtime on that?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So that's purposely in that element to throw you over and then down.
Exactly. Yeah.
That makes,
so like
that makes sense, right?
Yeah. like, and with at the top of the treble clef before you head down, it's like it's getting on ejector, like it's ejector mixed with laterals, because like the train's on its side.
Yeah, you tip out.
You tip out to the left, and it's not just floating. It's you're being thrown. Being thrown. It's awesome, and that's my point. That's my point basically. I feel like a lot of coasters have airtime, but like without any kind of purpose, without any kind of conviction, just for the sake of airtime. That's kind of what I think of Steel Vengeance's second half personally. Like I love Steel Vengeance. I'm wearing a shirt. I'm wearing its shirt obviously, but it doesn't pace as well as I would like it to. It makes it through each point, but it doesn't really pace as much as something that I would like, as much as I would like it to pace it through.
I do think it is about like you say, it's about pace. And like for me, I just love it when, like we're talking about Smiler, for example, like like less is more sometimes. And I always remember the proper airtime I get, even if there's only like 1 or 2 moments on it. That's always the standout bits for me. Like I say, you can go on some things that it's just like you may as well just be on like a bucking Bronco,
Yeah.
It doesn't really do much. If it's just constantly like that, then I understand what you're saying.
And see that works
saying on that
when that works when it's got pace and it's like super aggressive. That works. That bucking Bronco effect that you speak of, because like Twisted Timbers is like that. In my opinion, Twisted Timbers does Steel Vengeance's second half better than Steel Vengeance does.
Wow.
Because every airtime moment it is punching you with it. Like, like you come off it and it's like,
what was that?
what in the all-time hell was that? But then conversely, like you mentioned Shambhala earlier, like, and just B&M hypers in general, but Shambhala specifically, that like when it's just pure unadulterated floater airtime.
Oh, it's just float. You should just call it float the ride. Like
that's airtime with a purpose as well. It's just a completely different purpose from the RMCs and the rest of them. But
what makes it so cool about Shambhala is the profiling of the hills. So like the parabolic arc on Shambhala's second hill, it throws you so after the drop it throws you to the left, but the parabolic arc is so long. As soon as you hit the tip of the start of it, it's just I'm going,
especially on that first hill. Especially on that first hill, you are floating for so long.
Yeah, if you're on the back, even like on the front, I kind of like compare it to Oblivion sometimes on the front, because it holds you for so long on the front row. Because the train's massive, it's like 10 cars, I think it is. And then it just boom, and then you're off. Like, oh man, it's James. I can't wait for you to ride Shambhala. Seriously, like to get your reaction on that, you're gonna be like, "What? It's incredible."
It's so good. It's just. I think I said before, I just wanted it to not be good because everyone just hypes it up so much.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna do this, and I know it's not gonna be that good.
I didn't have a choice really, because I went for opening. I went for opening, so I was very fortunate. Like. Yeah. I was like, I didn't have anyone's reviews. I don't even think Theme Park Worldwide had covered it at the time either. I just went there with my family and got there for opening. saw the fireworks going off at night, so I missed the night celebrations. Well, I thought there were fireworks. Actually, no, funny story. I thought there were fireworks. I legged it to the hotel because we had a lobby, and where the stairs were was glass all the way down, and we were like on the 15th floor, and you could just see the ampersand turn, the second drop, and the first drop. And I thought it was fireworks. It was a massive lightning storm. Like,
oh wow!
Yeah, it was. I was like, what? But then we got there in the morning, and we went into China, and then we went into what's the mountain called that it's themed on? Forgotten now. Himalayas. Yeah, into the Himalaya bit, and there was like confetti and bits of like all that stuff on the floor. I was like, did it happen or like? Yeah. And then there was no queue whatsoever. Me and my dad, boom, straight on. Like, I think I was like maybe middle row first ride, and I got off and I was like, I need to get on every seat on that thing just to feel what it feels like. And when I finally got on the back row, whoa! Even pulling you up the lift hill, like you just boom, you're like, all right, here we go, and straight over. Like the contrast between the front and the back on Shambhala is something.
Yeah.
You don't usually get on rides. This is seriously different. Like, if you want a nice, cool, floaty ride, get on the front. If you want something that's rapid, intense, and you don't put, even the double down into the brake run at the end, you still like almost feel like you're floating when you hit the brake run because it's that floaty all the way through. It's the equivalent of getting off a ship after being on a ship for ages. You just kind of like this. You're like walking around like you're on cloud 9.
I can attest to that after sailing for a week.
Yeah.
It takes at first you get seasick.
Yeah, and it
takes you a while to get used to it, and then when you get off the boat, you then get land sick because you're so used to just constantly moving.
Yeah.
When there's actually solid ground underneath your feet, it's just like, whoa,
it's crazy.
This doesn't feel right.
That happened to me when I went to Bruges. When we got to Bruges, because the seas were crazy. Remember, I was asking you for the forecast.
Yeah. What was it, like 30, 40 knot winds?
Yeah, we were delayed by about 4 hours.
Yeah.
And we finally set sail, and once we got like closer to Bruges, it was just like... I just rocking like serious. I had to go to sleep, man. I couldn't stay awake. It was chaos.
See, compare being in them seas to like a small boat.
Yeah, no chance.
Because you end up going over a wave and you literally do this. You're like,
boom. yeah. No chance.
And it's worse because you are tilted because it's a sailboat. So you're going up at an angle and just coming down onto one side of the boat, like the front corner of the boat. Yeah, it's
crazy. But
makes it quite easy to get to sleep.
Yeah,
to sleep.
Just a quick one, guys. I've just received a message from WolfRage95, and apparently we have our community tab now. So,
woohoo!
Yeah, there we go. Nice. Community tab. So, from now on, instead of scheduling streams, what I'll probably do, I probably will still schedule streams, but not as early as I've been doing. I'll throw up a post in the community tab about an hour before in the community tab. So
I just tried opening CoasterGen YouTube channel, and it's just giving me error 404.
404.
Oh,
it might no, because it's changing over. I'm back. So there might be something
back.
going on.
Hey,
it's
Wolf.
YouTube.com/c/c/CoasterGen.
Wow.
So,
yeah, community tab, sir.
Sweet. Yeah, nice. I'll do my first post after.
Yeah, Joe was just going to say, like, Joe was saying, like, she said, I forgot this story, but she was like, when we was on
Reddit,
some woman tried to steal our back row because we were like waiting in the air gates, and then as we was like, she was like next to us, and as we walked through, she like run with her daughter to the back row in front of us, and I was just like, "What are you doing?" She said said something in Spanish, and I was just like, "Go now!" Because we'd waited for like an hour, at this point, and like because it was on a Saturday, even though in the week it was empty, but on a Saturday we were just like,
"Oh man, don't go PA on a weekend." No.
Oh man, them kettle pen queues are just something.
No,
like I don't know what to do that.
If you want to go at weekend, just go for a walk around the park. Yeah. Don't expect to get on anything. Like,
yeah, if you're gonna go at the weekend, you have to buy fast pass.
Yeah,
because the fast passes get as big as like
Ferrari World isn't that bad.
No.
During the day, at night it's packed. Like it's packed out.
Ferrari Land.
Oh yeah. Or Ferrari World, whichever one it is.
Yeah,
Ferrari. Yeah.
I think it's Ferrari Land.
It's
because World is
Ferrari
in
Land.
Abu
Dhabi, yeah.
I don't know why that's its own separate park. They should just have it as a land. Like, it's so weird. Like,
yeah, it's strange.
There's not enough in there to call it like a separate park.
No, and but they still put it on the day ticket. Like,
it's because of the branding and
probably
the contract with Ferrari.
And
they were like, we want our own area.
One thing I think it might have been is because it's quite a bit from the exit, so it's in front of the original park. So in order to open that part of the park up, you would have to go in and round to get to it.
Well, it's where we went. I don't know when was the last time you went?
2017, I think.
So we went last year, and now they've got a gate that takes you straight into Portaventura. So rather than like going around back in, you can actually get into
by the little roundabout, and then where the old Universal sign used to be, and then in behind all the houses, and then you open up.
No, it's basically where what's the lake? The lagoon bit.
Yeah.
It basically brings you into that little street just before that.
Yeah. That's where it's always been there.
Well, I don't.
There's a gate on the right. Yeah, that's for Ferrari Land.
That goes straight in there. So I still think they could get away with being like just having it as Italy. Like
yeah, because it makes sense with the vineyard story for Furious Bacco as well. Like
true, yeah.
It's Furious Bacon.
Furious Bacon, Furious Bacco, Break Your Bacco, whatever you want to call it. It's
Break Your Bacco.
It's just absolutely terrible.
Thank you, Wolf. I appreciate that. Yeah, would have done it without you, dude. Thank you so much.
Oh, actually, Mr. Stubwood said he enjoys Hang Time.
Yeah, Hang Time's cool, man.
I like it.
Icon.
His
opinion.
Icon Hang Time's cool, man. In that Heartline roll down. Well, I suppose it's a barrel roll downwards. Either way, the Swarm. That's got some cool hang time.
Yeah.
On the inverted drop.
Yeah,
that's just hang time. Hang time heaven.
Hang time city, ain't it?
Great. Well,
hang time on Copperhead Strike's awesome.
As well. Mumbo Jumbo's got a lot of hang time.
Yeah, that ride.
Yeah.
I love that ride. Did you not like it?
Did you not find it painful on the restraints or the brake run?
No.
Brake run just goes. The one at Indiana Beach goes. Like Mumbo Jumbo just goes yeet.
just hits you with it.
I had a bruise like there.
Really?
What is it compared to Rattlesnake's brake run at Chelsea?
Nowhere near that.
Rattlesnake's brake run is horrible.
You do hit it quicker.
Rattlesnake is bad. It's nowhere near as bad. I'd equate it to like a marathon, like spinning coaster, really. Like
I suppose. But what we had, if you watch our POV that I did, watch it back, right, and just check how hard we hit them brakes.
I need to check it out. Did you do it once or did you do it a couple of times?
We did it 4 times when we were there.
And did it have that same?
Yes.
Because that's the thing. I was expecting on that brake one. I braced for it, and then we stopped, and it was just like, it's all right.
Maybe because you braced for it, like because I didn't. I know,
but then we did it like twice afterwards as well, and then I didn't brace, and it was fine.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a bit bigger built or something. I don't know. But it was painful.
But did Joe feel like it was pretty harsh as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
We both on the POV go as we hit it.
Carl, don't you live near Flamingo Land?
Yeah, I actually haven't been to Flamingo Land since the Bullet and Magnum Force were removed, though.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been to Flamingo Land in a long while. When the new 10 inversion coaster opens up, I'm planning to get back then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
It looks nice, man. That looks
does look nice.
The way they've put it is like perfect.
Did you see the plaza for it?
Yes,
where plaza, where velocity is potted plant.
Potted plant on the plaza.
Yeah. Where velocity is there, where it does the turnarounds and stuff, that is the plaza for the new ride, basically. There's a path that's cut out where the supports have gone in between it, which looks it looks really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Anyway, guys, we've been going on for an hour and 43 minutes. So let's wrap it up. So
I'm gonna give Jammy his flipe mention because
hashtag flipe.
Yeah,
flipe.
Hashtag flipe. The flipe is real. It looks awesome.
Flipe.
We did talk about that earlier, Jammy. So.
New thing, instead of asking how are you, you now have to say ho where.
Ho where are you?
No, it's just ho where. Ho where means how are you?
Oh, Wolf done something. Yeah.
Yeah, Wolf made a typo.
Ho where.
Ho where.
It's cool. That's cool. All right, Sean. Where can people find ParkSpill, mate?
ParkSpill on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram and Facebook. Got a new vlog coming out tomorrow, which will be Flamingo Land. So yeah, if you want to.
I can't wait to see you make that look good.
I'll try my best.
Oh, just a quick one on Flamingo Land before we sign off.
Oh my god.
No, seriously though, because you know the walkway up to where the zoo is. So you come in and you go round and you go past the first wheel and you go up towards the zoo.
Yeah.
It just looks completely different, right?
Yeah.
The park. I felt like I was in between CBeebies Land and Deck Sector when I walked through that bit.
I feel like with Flamingo Land, I think they do well for what they've got.
Yeah.
Theming wise, it's all light theming, but I think like they're really trying, and I think they've got a good future. Personally,
I think I do.
With what they did with that entrance, where they got the pirate ship, where they have the show, and the the Zanzibar stuff, and even the rock work and Kamali at the front, it's how they're trying, and it looks nice, and they keep it nice. We had the pleasure, like I say, of it being empty, so we saw everything in more detail. So I liked it, and I thought the zoo was really well kept. The animals looked decent, happy, and they had a lot of space as well, which is always important.
The Starflyer at Flamingo Land is the ride for me. Why it's not called Safari Starflyers is beyond me, because you can see all the animals. So you can see everything.
I'm not. You would not pay me to get on one of them.
Do you not like them?
No,
no?
I don't like them.
Watch the POV that I did. Just watch the POV.
I remember watching it, but they just swing too much for me, and I just go. I don't mind the monkey swingers, the Dutchman. I like them, but when they start going up high,
the one at
I'm not afraid of
Towers
heights
that
either.
ended up soaking me.
Yeah, the one at Chesington got us as well when we went on that day there.
God, yeah.
You remember the host actually just held the water in as we were getting off to turn the water on, so it was like it was anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the CoasterGen show today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to all the channels in the video description below, and make sure you check out our community tab now as well for up and coming streams and posts and updates as well. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and all our social media. But yeah, thank you so much for everyone for tuning in. And make sure you follow everybody who's in the chat in the link in the video description below. James, just quickly, what's your Twitch? Because that's not in the description yet.
It's twitch.tv/planky_platypus.
And there we go. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching the CoasterGen show. We'll be back next week without Mikhile because he'll be in Alton Towers. This will be a post Alton Towers trip show next week, hopefully. So yeah, that's going to be cool. And then we'll have the vlogs.
Will it be
next week?
Towers?
Yeah.
Towers is on Friday.
Yeah, but he's going on Thursday. Kyle's not going to be here for next week's show. I
think Luke meant the week after we're going to do a post.
Yeah. So we're going to do a
when we've all got.
A pre Towers.
Yeah, I was going to say,
and then a post Towers trip, and then a post.
Next Thursday is still before you've been to Towers.
Yeah. No, anyway, right. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to everybody. Links in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching the CoasterGen show. And for now, I've been Luke. He's been Sean from ParkSpill. He's been Mikhile, and he's been James, and we've been the CoasterGen show. Say bye, James.
Bye, James.